Have you ever wondered what would happen if your Social Security check simply didn't show up? That's a real possibility coming this October, as the Social Security Administration is making a big shift from paper checks to electronic payments. And while this may sound like a move toward modern convenience, the reality is far more complicated, especially for seniors, people with disabilities, and those living in rural areas. This video will walk you through everything you need to know. We'll explain what's changing, who's at risk of delayed payments, why the government is pushing this so fast, and what steps you need to take to protect your benefits. If you rely on that monthly check, now is the time to act. Before we get into the details, please hit the like button and subscribe to Social Security Post. Drop a comment below and tell us, are you still getting paper checks, or have you already made the digital switch? Starting September 30th, the U.S. Treasury is requiring all federal payments, including Social Security benefits, to be distributed electronically. That means paper checks will no longer be an option for most people. The switch includes using either direct deposit into a bank account or a Direct Express debit card. This change has been in the works for a while, but it's now officially rolling out with a hard deadline that affects millions of seniors and beneficiaries. For people who have been using paper checks their entire life, this shift can feel overwhelming. The sudden deadline doesn't leave much time for those who aren't digitally prepared or who may not even know the change is happening. Without making the transition, beneficiaries may find their payments delayed or even halted until the new method is set up. It's not just a policy update, it's a real disruption if you're not ready. The shift to electronic payments is primarily about cost savings and security. Each paper check costs the government about 50 cents to issue, while digital transactions come in at around 15 cents. When you multiply those numbers by tens of millions of beneficiaries, the government sees this move as a way to save hundreds of millions of dollars per year. It also helps cut down on fraud, as paper checks are more vulnerable to theft and tampering. But while the numbers make sense on paper, the impact on real people is another story. Many seniors simply don't feel comfortable using debit cards or managing bank accounts online. Some don't trust digital systems, and others don't have access to reliable banking services at all. So while the government saves money, it's the people on the ground, those depending on every dollar, who may suffer from the pressure to conform to this new system. One of the most immediate risks of this change is the potential for delays in benefit delivery. If a beneficiary doesn't set up a direct deposit or activate a debit card in time, there could be a pause in payment processing. And for people living paycheck to paycheck, even a short delay can mean missed rent, skipped medications, or going hungry for a few days. This isn't an inconvenience. It's a life-impacting event for many. What's more concerning is how few people are actually aware of the shift. The SSA has made announcements, but not everyone checks their mail or sees updates online. Some may only realize there's a problem when their payment doesn't arrive. That's why now is the time to prepare, spread the word, and help those who might not understand how this change affects them. At the same time this payment change is being rolled out, the SSA is increasing monthly withholdings for some beneficiaries due to past overpayments. That means your next check might already be smaller than usual, even before you deal with any payment method disruptions. For people already struggling with inflation and rising costs, this is adding insult to injury. The concerning part is that many of these withholdings happen without clear, upfront communication. Some beneficiaries discover it only after noticing a missing portion of their check. The combination of a payment method change and reduced monthly income is going to hit a lot of households hard. If this applies to you, it's essential to check your records with the SSA and stay ahead of any unexpected reductions. There is some relief. Not everyone is required to switch to electronic payments. According to the SSA, exceptions will be made for individuals over the age of 90, those with mental impairments, or those living in areas with limited or no access to banking infrastructure. These waivers are crucial for people who genuinely cannot manage the transition on their own. However, there's a problem. Details on how to apply for these waivers are still unclear. The SSA has confirmed exceptions exist, but they haven't yet provided full instructions for the process. That creates uncertainty and potential panic for those who might qualify. If you or someone you know falls into this category, it's best to start documenting your case now and contacting the SSA for guidance. This change to Social Security is just the beginning. The federal government has been moving steadily toward digital systems across all agencies. That means other programs, like Veterans Affairs, SSI, and SNAP, may soon follow with similar electronic-only payment rules. The infrastructure is already being built, and Social Security is simply the test case. This broader digital shift could bring major efficiency gains, but it also creates a digital divide. People without smartphones, internet access, or digital literacy may be left behind. That's why staying informed about these transitions is so important, not just for Social Security recipients, but for anyone relying on federal benefits. Being caught off guard later could mean lost payments and added stress. The October deadline might seem far away, but it will be here before you know it. Failing to act now could lead to missed payments, hours of confusion with SSA phone lines, and mounting stress about how to pay basic expenses. You don't want to be one of the millions calling in after the deadline asking, "Where's my check?" The best course of action is to get ahead of the curve. Set up your direct deposit or request a Direct Express debit card as soon as possible. If you think you qualify for an exception, begin preparing your case. The more proactive you are, the better protected you'll be. Don't assume this won't affect you. It's better to be prepared than surprised. So there you have it. One of the biggest shifts to Social Security in recent years is officially underway. If you're not ready, it could disrupt your entire financial routine. But if you take a few simple steps now, you can stay ahead of the deadline and keep your benefits flowing without a hitch. Please like this video, subscribe to Social Security Post, and leave a comment with any questions you have. Whether it's about payment delays, digital options, or how to apply for an exemption, we're here to help guide you through it all with clear, honest information. And as always, we'll keep bringing you the updates that matter.